What's going on, guys? What is happening? Afternoon, Sam. Welcome in, mate. Welcome in. Let's just get all this set up right here. Another day, another stream. Let's go for it. Managed to get some training lineups in. Who forgot to put their training lineups in? I pretty much forget near enough every week. So remembered this time, which is all good. But I do need to, well, for those who are catching up on a video, right, who are not joining via live stream, welcome to the video, welcome to the stream. Probably be on for around about an hour and, yeah, about an hour and a half today. Should be cool. So you can drop in. And what I need to do is look at super rare forwards. That's why I've got the old eyes on the thumbnail, because obviously we had news with the Turkish leagues, didn't we? That they are suspending it indefinitely was the words that they actually used, but I don't know how long that's going to be for. Now there is talks that it's only kind of 1 or 2 game weeks, so it could screw up some people's plans with obviously getting in some of the Turkish guys over the Christmas period. So if you've not heard that news yet, then yeah, go and check it out. It's because that guy who's the, I don't even know what he was, the CEO or something like that of that company, of the club, decided to run on and punch a referee. I mean, what? Do you know what I mean? Just what? So yeah, the president of that league has decided to suspend the league indefinitely. So we'll see what happens in terms of, let me just make sure that's over. Yeah, in terms of the Turkish league and whether they come back or whatever happens to them, it'd be interesting. So yeah, what I was gonna say was, when we was looking at this lineup here, this cap 240, I originally had Belhanda in here as my extra, and obviously Niang in there as a forward, but I need to make some changes to that. Obviously, bringing in Machida, that's fine. That probably loses me a lineup in terms of All Star Rare Plus, but I do need to find a forward, and it's going to be a little bit tough, I think, because let's see if Sorare date is updated at the moment. Because yeah, it's going to be tough because of the cap. Obviously, I mean that's what they're there for. But for example, Joe Newell at the moment is 50. L15 is coming up as 55, but when you go to L15 on Sorare data, it's probably going to be more like 56. So if we look at the team that I've already got out there at the moment, looking for a super rare forward, it's going to be really really low in the cap. I think that I gain a couple of points from Young down here, and maybe Machida. Maybe I gain one, but it's going to be tough. So I either don't play Joe Newell in this, which means I need to buy a super rare midfielder as well. So it is tough. It is tough. And I don't know what to do at the moment. Because it just fucks everything, really, doesn't it? I mean, my all-star lineup's pretty set, apart from that Palacios. I still haven't had that column batter that I was talking about yesterday. He still hasn't come up for grabs just yet, which is annoying. But yeah, we need to get him involved with this scouting. Now, I did add a few players to the watch list, and I'm going to bring them up now. So from a forward point of view specifically, I don't need to do that because it's going to show everybody, right? But from forward, let's filter. So these are the guys that I've looked at before or that I'm kind of looking at now. Now, if we take out, well, you can't just take one league out, can you? But obviously, I'm not going to be buying another forward from the Turkish league at the moment. Now, what would probably make most sense to me, and this is what I've been thinking about today, is a Scottish league centre forward, because I've got Kingsley and because I've already got Joe Newell, or potentially a Juliper forward, or a Bundesliga too, I suppose, with Druries and Young or Jung or whatever it is at the back. But there's a few players that I'm interested in. So there's him. Caraman's probably a little bit too high at the moment. So he's full. So is that guy. So is that guy. Martin Boyle, I keep coming back to that guy. Him as well. Larson, I'm not interested in at the moment. This guy's in here just in case. That is Turkish League, Turkish League. We've got Baston. So I said yesterday that Baston is dog shit. Now, I don't disagree with that, but from a cat point of view, he might be of interest to me. But I'll come back to that in a minute. Who else have we got in here? This guy who's been added. This guy's been added. This guy's been added, and this guy. This guy. Probably not Sarr, but Lacazette as well. So let's get into it. For the 13 guys that are on here, welcome. Feel free to whack some comments and stuff like that in the chat. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves or ask any questions if you want to. It keeps the stream alive if you participate, and we'll all feel like a little family, won't we? If we all start talking to each other. Or maybe some families don't talk to each other. Maybe that's why you ain't whacked a little comment in there, right? Depends. But so yeah, I added a little scout round this morning. Added a few players in here, and feel free, guys. Anybody want to shout out a suggestion? So I'm looking for basically a below L15, as low as you can possibly get that is decent. Forward, you know. Tom says, "Afternoon, mate. How are we doing today? I am good, mate. How are you doing?" Guys, I must be desperate if looking in Scotland. Yeah, I know, but it kind of makes sense, as I said, with that Kingsley, with the Newell. I could go somewhere else. They play over Christmas. Maybe I could sneak, an All-Star Rare Plus team out there or something like that. I'm just looking around at the moment. If there's value in Challenger or Champion, then yeah, absolutely take a look at them. Probably second division as well. Yeah, that's pretty much everybody who plays in the summer, right? So, Yosei, what's going on, mate? Hi up. And giving it the old little wave there as well. Let me know if I'm saying your name right here. So, Yehonatan, is that right? But yeah, welcome in, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button or subscribe if you are new around here. Let's get into talking about some of these guys. But before we do, hi mate, be careful with Colin Batto. He got injured last game, which is why he's subbed off on the 61st minute. That's interesting. So I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't think I need to pick him up for this game week now because I'm pretty much losing a lineup with the Turkish news about that league being suspended for a couple of weeks. So yeah, close enough. Yeah, okay. Sorry, mate, if I'm butchering your name there. Sam says, currently in a rough patch where I feel like I have a solid gallery with top-end players and I'm struggling to put the right lineups together. I feel like I need to get better at the game. I think it's part of it is getting your lineups all in one place, right? It's tough. If it's easy, everybody's going to win. But the good thing is if you're happy with your gallery, you've got a good starting point. It's when you're losing or so to speak not winning, and you're not happy with your galleries when you've got a struggle, because then you start questioning the players that you've even bought, and then you've got double the amount of problems, right? So this is one guy that I was looking at. So he plays in French League 2. We can see here that I wouldn't say he's capable of AA, but even though he had a 20 there and an 11 there, but on the gist of it, he don't really have an AA kind of game. Now, when he plays well, he does all right from an AA standpoint, but that's what you want from a cat point of view, right? Where in the last so that's 7 games, he's only had 2 green scores, but yeah. Has it been confirmed as a couple of weeks? I heard it's just missing 1 game. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether it's 1, 2. Not sure, Gaza, but it's annoying, really annoying, because not only am I now forced to, I'm not forced to do anything, I suppose, but I had a really good fucking lineup. Because Adana, for example, Niang here played. It's already been taken out. Is it? Yeah, it's already been taken out. So has that been confirmed then? Are they back on 4-3-4 then? Maybe it's come out in the last couple of hours and I've missed it, but they were playing bottom of the league, and they was at home, and it was You know, it would have pretty much guaranteed me that threshold, I would have thought, but is what it is what it is. But yeah, this is one of the guys that I was kind of taking a look at. Now nobody's selling him at the moment though. But he's there. I'll just park him and move on as we talk. And if you've got any news on any of these players, guys, if you own them, if you, I don't know, think that they're dog shit, then feel free to add a comment in there. We've got him. So Ode the bag. So he plays in the Julipa Pro League. He looks like he's just been transferred there, right? So let's just filter by that. And again, from a super rare, from a capped mode, I don't mind him. He plays. He must have had a couple of games out here because of injury, but he plays. Not really capable of any AA though, to be honest. We're just hoping this for decisives, and that's what puts me off this guy a little bit. It's because I don't really rate the team. But it's an option. He's an option. I don't even know where they are in the league this year at the moment. 12th out of 16. Yeah. What was his last sell price at though? So there's one on auction which is interesting, and his last one was 4 days ago, 0.17. He's probably a 0.1. Yeah, I would say I'll probably pay that for him. But he is an option for me, as I've just said. But this is the one that really interested me. And I think if I go for L15 here, I think it's actually higher. Yeah, it's more like 51 than it is with what Sorare data is saying at the moment. So if I brought him in, I would need to bring in a lower capped or like not play Joe Newell and then bring in a lower capped midfielder well, yeah, it have to be a midfielder actually. But looking at his scores, so we've just gone L15, but let's just go for 1 year. He's capable of more green scores, and that's what I like. But that does mean that he is probably going to be around that 50 to 53 in terms of an L15, which is going to be difficult to put into a cap mode. But the reason why I like him is because he's decisive heavy, right? I know that if I put him in there, he's probably got like a 1 in 2, 1 in 3 chance to actually get a decisive back. Now, from what I'm being told by a couple of people that I've asked a few questions about this guy, and again, if you know anything about him, if you like him or whatever, whack it in the chat, guys. He plays for Hearts, one of the better teams in that league. He takes their penalties, and he's like they're forward. He's locked in. Now there was some news there was some transfer rumors that he may be being transferred to Rangers if they take him up on their on the fee that's in his contract. I think it's 3 million, and I wouldn't mind that either though. If he went there. Now again, I'm not an expert on Scottish football, so whether that's complete rubbish or whether that's true or whether it happens, I don't really know, but he looks like a good player for my gallery. The issue is the price. So I can afford that, which is you can't see because my camera. So his super rare, his floor at the moment is 0.33. So I could afford to get him in, but start getting in on MLS. Lan says, yeah. The trouble with that though, I touched upon a few players yesterday. Excuse me. You got to be careful with MLS. A lot of stuff can happen. There's already been probably 7 or 8 transfers that I've already seen today and yesterday that would have impacted that player's price in terms of what team they're going to. So, for example, Gutman, left back, who was playing at Colorado, who was previously playing at Atlanta. It'd be interesting to see what happens to his price. So let's just bring that up while we're talking about it, right? And we can jump back to the forwards as and when. So yeah, he was originally at Atlanta. Then he got transferred to Colorado, where he done all right-ish. He's now on his way to Chicago Fire. So really, I would see that as a good move for him. Bear with me. Yeah, I see that as a good move for him. So it'd be interesting to see whether some people actually jumped in on that. Not on his rare, but people probably heard the news and started listening. What about limited? This is probably where you see it a bit more. Yeah, there you go. 23 hours ago, 22, 19, etc. Very, very cheap. So what I'm saying is that that seems like it's a good move for him, but what you got to be careful is there's going to be plenty of bad moves out there. I just saw before we jumped on, or before I jumped on here. Who is it? Danny Pereira. What's his name? Danny. Yeah, Daniel Pereira. He's being linked to a good few clubs. One of them being LAFC. Now, is he going to start week in and week out for LAFC? So if I went out and bought, 0.17, that could easily be in half. So what I'm trying to get at is that I need to chill out a little bit with the MLS. Let's see who goes where. Let's see what happens, and see who gets in that starting lineup come the end of February, beginning of March, whenever they're gonna play. I just need to be a bit careful. The only time where I'm gonna buy it on the only time that I'm gonna buy it on MLS players is when I just know. For example, I started making this watch list when I just know that they're gonna be there. Stuver, Fry, Willis, it's all confirmed that they're staying. They're gonna be there. Galisi signed a new deal. Freeze obviously went there last year, so they're all goalkeepers. Um, Zimmerman's gonna be at Nashville. Arta will be, I assume, actually. I mean, anything can happen, but at Houston. So players that are locked in. So all I'm saying is a long-winded way of saying it is yes, people say, oh, it's the off season of MLS, so the prices must be cheaper. One, that's not always the case, and two, you've got to be careful with what happens with them. Yeah, hopefully. Oh, you've got a Danny Pereira. Oh, superb. Yeah, if he goes to an LAFC and he starts, I mean, you'd think that he's going to get better scores, but who knows? You just need to do a lot of scouting in the MLS. I finished my rare MLS 240 yesterday, and everyone should be safe except Kinder. Yeah, you can take a look if you want. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much know. I don't know. I'd probably say like 80% of the MLS players. So yeah, I did hear about Kinder. It'd be interesting whether, I don't know, is it actually confirmed that he's going, or are they talking about extending a deal when it's not kind of been done yet? Um, from my standpoint, because I'm looking at Eric Tommy, I'd actually rather this guy go somewhere else so that I can pick up that super rare Tommy for sure. Um, Kennedy says he almost pulled the trigger on a super rare Pereira as well. Okay, but LAFC, Columbus, Miami are all pretty set in terms of their starting midfield, so it's hard to see him walking straight in. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot more games next year, isn't there, in the MLS? So it depends with there will be rotation, but then you've got to guess who's going to be in and out, which is something that I'm going to try not to do if I go back into MLS. Stuver and John Gallagher for your Cap 240 super rare. So Stuver, I mean, he's one of, we're going down that MLS rabbit hole again, aren't we? But let's just let's just go for it. I do love the league. He's one of the goalkeepers I am looking at, yeah, but I don't know. I owned his rare. Like, he's obviously a very good capped goalkeeper. He's young. He's gonna be locked in at Austin, but I don't know. I don't know if I just don't know if I want him. It would make more sense for Fryer Willis. There's more concern around Willis, but it'd make more sense if one of those two come in to my gallery because I've already got Nuhu and Lovitz, as I said yesterday. So we'll see. But John Gallagher, let's have a look at his price. So he's obviously a forward card that's playing left back, unless defender cards were minted this year, which they could well have been. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's got defender cards. Okay. So that's his defender card. I mean, it's a nice little stack, isn't it? And very low. Why am I going to goalkeeper? I mean, from a forward point of view, he might not be too bad. as well. But let's just see what happens. Kinder was in extension talks, but in Israel, the talk is that he'll move to a different team in the league. Fair enough. You got him at 17 euros, which seems like a great deal. Yeah, I'm assuming what is that is rare, yeah? Fair enough. Kennedy says he's moving into super rares from um for next MLS season, Rare Plus specifically. Got himself a Luna and a Kamal Miller super rare thus far. Trying to find one more defender or forward, and you're struggling. Um, who's your goalkeepers? Yeah, who you got in as your goalkeepers, and we'll jump back to that. But I'll keep kind of in between topics, so to speak. So yeah, we spoke about this guy. We're speaking about Shankland in here as well. As I said though, if I pick him up, I've got to pick up a midfielder. The other guy that would work with my gallery is this guy, but I just think that he's far too expensive um, at the moment. Now I know that he's a younger guy, and yes, he's got an extended contract, but point 0.4 for this guy. If I show you his scores, I don't think he's a point 0.4 forward. Super rare. Um, some nice green scores in there, and obviously it would stack well with my Joe Newell, but he's not worth point 0.4, and I don't think that these guys are going to be budging because if you look at his last 3 or 4 sales, even though it was 5 months ago, I just don't think that they're going to want to sell down where I think that he's worth, maybe like 0.25. I don't think that they will. Um, I mean, I have no idea who this guy is, but he's got a decent gallery, so he'll probably just hold out because he doesn't need the ETH. But who knows? The other couple of guys that I saw, did I open him up? No, I must have not have put him on here. Is this guy? I've not heard of him before, which some people will have because I think he used to play for a half decent team. Well, Sparta, which I used to watch a lot of last season, but he didn't play there. But yeah, when we look at this guy, he's made a transfer to the new club, and he does okay-ish with AA again. Doesn't take any set pieces, which I do really like having. You could probably, well, I say probably, who knows, right? But the one 4 days ago went for 0.14. Is somebody that that's on the list that I'm interested in. The other one is Lacazette, and we'll come back to some of the MLS comments in a minute. The other one is Lacazette, and he links nicely with the MLS because apparently there's talk about him going out there. I don't know how true it is. If anybody knows which club that he's actually been linked with, then feel free to whack them in the chat. But yeah, I think that Lacazette would absolutely smash the shit out of the MLS for sure. But not only that, I mean, we know that Lyon's having a really bad season in the French League One, a very bad season. Now we come and smashed a hat trick, and maybe that's the turning point, right? Maybe that's the thing that they need. But if we look at um, all of his games for Lyon, you can see how consistent he is as a forward. So this dip in form, I expect it to slowly rise for sure. Um, he was rumored to the Galaxy, and they're clearing a ton of space in the last few days. I think I don't know. I suppose they've just had a bit of an off season or two, but I suppose where would he end up apart from Galaxy? I mean, he could take over from Vela. Who knows if he retires? You know, being the main man at LAFC with Buanga on the left, that'd be very nice. But yeah, I don't know where I would put him or where he fits. Maybe LA Galaxy is the right one, as you say, because they're clearing a load of shit in order to get him in. But um, he's another one that, as I said, that I'm looking at. Again, it's just from a price point of view. I mean, if you can get him for down here, this price, 0.24, I would have probably picked it up. What was this trade for? So, I mean, that's a lot, isn't it, for the Lacazette? So, I don't think this guy who's selling him, yeah, I don't think he's going to be accepting 0.24, you know? Um, ATX makes what's going on, mate? Welcome to the stream. Could you see Toronto splashing the cash maybe or a giant in previous years? I mean, it all depends on what goes on with Bernardeschi and probably butchered his name as well, and obviously Insigne. It looks like they both want to leave, so which would free up a lot of budget. But I don't even think the fans want them there, do they? So yeah, could he go there? Don't know. I don't know. I mean, I could always message this guy, I suppose, and just see what price he's actually looking for him. Has he got a Discord? And he's online. Come on, have a Discord. That drives me mad. That drives me mad. Please have a Discord. Um. All right, let's go back. So that's Lacazette. The next one who's been on my watch list for a while. So he's got a good fixture this weekend, but then obviously he goes on a break for what's that, 10 game weeks, 9 game weeks or so. You don't understand people not linking their Discord, can't get it. Yeah, I know. I don't get it. It drives me mad. Drives me mad. But this guy, he doesn't excite me, which I'm trying to buy players where I'm like 100% confident in them. And this guy just, I'm 80% confident in him. He's obviously going to get a goal here and there. He's a young, like young-ish, so to speak. They're playing really well. If they get promoted, which it looks like they are, then is he just going to be dog shit? Uh, I don't know. I think I've answered my own question there. I'd prefer others, so I'm just going to take him off of my off of the watch list. Kennedy says there's the teams rumored to make a big move that I've seen are Galaxy, Chicago, and the New York teams. Chicago have been rumored with Lewa a bit too. Okay. Um, but most say it's too early for America. Yeah. I would be surprised if Lewandowski made its way to the MLS just yet. I mean, I see him going there when he's like 36 or something, if he was going to. Um, Yeah, the good thing with the MLS is that one year, a team that you're following or could be absolutely shit, and then the next year they could be almost pushing for the cup. So I expect the New York teams to come back a little bit of a bang. I mean, Forsberg is obviously going to New York Red Bulls, so that's going to improve them a little bit, and they might be splashing the cash there as well. So it's definitely going to be very interesting as to what happens there. Sam says new Sorare data membership update dropped. What's the key points there? ATX Mix, are you looking for super rare forwards for capped? Exactly that, mate. Exactly that. I was just bringing a few up here just to see if anybody had any thoughts on them. I've just removed him, and then we've got 3 left to talk about, and then I'll kind of start to filter it down because I do need to make a purchase before the game week starts the weekend. You'll see by where am I going? Builder, lineup builder. Yeah. I saved lineups. Yeah, I do need this slot because obviously the Turkish leagues are suspended, so to speak, at the moment. What's going on, Mike? Welcome to the stream, mate. What we're discussing today? Well, super air forwards, and then we kind of just started to go down that MLS rabbit hole again. But anything really. On here to just chill, chat. So yeah, anything. Martin Boyle is class. Yeah, I suppose that's the next person that we're going to talk about. Thoughts on Galaxy, looking at J League players. Yeah, I think that even it seems like worldwide football are looking more at the Asian leagues, which why not, right? They're clearly very very capable. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see who those big names in the J League and where they kind of end up around world football. Was it Yamani? Was he the right back or the centre back potentially going to LA Galaxy? Yeah, was it him? ATX mixes. I also like some of the Fortuna Sittard forwards. Insane run of fixtures as well. Well, let's take a look at them. Let me just bring them up so that I don't forget. So Fortuna. Yeah, so we've got 3 left to talk about. Someone has just actually said that. One of them that I'm looking at the end. So we've got Martin Boyle again. This falls in with the Eli Ewan. that I was talking about earlier. Now he's just overpriced, so would I rather get a Martin Boyle than him? Like absolutely. Um, yeah, he really makes the most sense for me, but nobody's selling him at the moment, and I don't think there's been any expired that's kind of relevant. Now, I did put a cheeky offer in for this guy, but he hasn't got back to me yet. I put that in this morning about 6, 7 hours ago, and there's been no reply as of yet. So yeah, I would like if I could get one for a decent price, I probably would pick him up. Um, yeah, and then the last one before we come on to the person that somebody just mentioned in the chat is this guy, which I said last time. So he was dropped last game, but he come on for 14 minutes. Obviously, I have the defender and the goalkeeper from this team from KSC, so he could make sense for me. Nobody's selling him at the moment, but there is one on auction that I could certainly keep an eye out for. And then lastly was Borja Baston. So yesterday I turned around and Mike, you messaged me on this. I just turned around and said how Baston is absolutely dog shit, but he might not be. He might not be. He creeped up in some of the filters that I was playing around with earlier, and you know, if we just filter by that team by all as well. I mean, he can score, right? He can get decisives, and maybe he's an option. Um, he's the captain of the team and could take pens if Colin Bato is injured for a while. Well, I've improved in 24 hours. Yeah. Josh said there's a new Sorare announcement, mate. If you want to take a look. All right, let's have a look. We'll come back to all of this as well because Twitter's been popping off for me today. Um, so rare. Is it on here? Yeah, 5 minutes ago. So the product roadmap. All right, let's take a look at this then. Um, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Shared in the Sorare Football November product update. Keep it. Has allowed us to test cash only pools. Fine. A next iteration for top cards. Yeah, fine. Here's a breakdown of what's going on. Okay. A reward box special 270. So in our next competition iteration, we are running the limited reward box special 270 for 4 consecutive game weeks. Okay. Reward box. Reward experience also aims to address a number of reward. So is it just the way that it opens then? By the way, I'm not going to sit here and kind of read like all of this through, so to speak. I just want to pick out highlights. I know that some other people do that, right? But I like to just to sit with it rather than just give out random comments. What's going on, Jack? Well done, mate. I was just getting to your before we kind of come over to here to your competition that you're running, so I'll jump back to that in a minute. Tom's got a suggestion for a player which I'll come back to as well. Solution we're exploring the opportunity to win exciting cards towards this weekend. A premium box. All right. I mean, I don't play limited, so I can't get involved with this. But I mean, it looks exciting, whatever it is. Fair enough. The reward box unlocks a new rewards experience that is fun and offers managers the opportunity to win cards or club shop items to help. So, is it like a mystery box? Depending on your placement, you will qualify for one of 3 reward box. Okay, with each box offering different probability. Okay. So yeah, a little bit of a mystery box depending on what's on what one you get. We're moving to this competition. Okay, so there's an adjustment of rewards there. All right, seems fun. You know, trialing it out. Why not? Card bonus consistency following the XP remodel. Not proceed. Well, that was. I'm kind of pleased about that. Looking to future issue and small adjustments. Kickoff and Legends competitions. Alright, I don't play them, so I'm not really interested in that from a personal point of view. Mike says basically getting limited level ups or 20% chance of something better. Okay, fair enough. Okay, fine. They've made Cap 240 Super Rare slightly. Oh, fuck me. Are you having a laugh? But technically, it could be easier if you pick the right captain. There's a new threshold. To maintain an approximate win rate for super rare and unique Cap 240 competitions, we are also increasing the points threshold required for super rare and unique Cap 240 competitions to accommodate for the new scarcity bonus. So I assume it's 20%. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 20% plus your. Should probably actually just fucking read this in order, shouldn't I? Rather than just jumping around and trying to skim read. Result of this change. The season bonus, your XP bonus, which you level up, your collection bonus, and your scarcity bonuses. So you're getting 20% on top of your super rare cards from a Cap 240 point of view. Yeah, because you'll get. What's going on, Alpha, mate? Welcome. Super Rare 240 needs 335 points now. They've obviously been paying too much out in Cap 240. Yeah, but yeah, exactly, Mike. But does that mean that you can get 20% on each of your cards that you're putting in there as well? Surely that's what they're referring to there, right? It's made it a little easier for Super Rare because 280 points times 1.2 equals 336 points for threshold. So then why have they made So why have they made the change then? So what I'm reading between the lines again, I'm not focusing on this too much, right? But so my save lineup. So for this week, so you'll see here that I've got 4% on Druids, right? Let me just make it a bit bigger. So I've got 4% on Druids. So does that mean that he'll have 24% because of the scarcity bonus? And for example, for Young as well, or Jung, he'll have 27%. If that's the case, yeah, does it make it harder? Hmm. I need to think about the why. Yeah, they'll have the 20%. So I need to think about the why behind why they've done that. There's obviously a reason. But let's just carry on, see if there's anything else that stands out. So Super Cap 220 for the weeks of 441. Yeah, it won't make a difference. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking, why have they done it in the first place? There's got to be some sort of reason there. From 441 to 448, we've seen positive feedback surrounding the ongoing Super Cap 220 competition, which ends game week 434, which is next week, is it? This long format will return on January 12th. Okay, so they're keeping it in Cap 220. Fine. Communication and next steps. While these iterations and updates can bring new strategies and help Sorare gameplay move in the right direction, blah, blah, blah. We can frustration. Iterations and updates are a necessary part of our goal and deliver fun. Blah, blah, blah. However, so they're just saying, sorry, we're making changes, but it's necessary. Fine. That's it. It does make a difference. I'm looking in Excel and it's harder. Right, okay. Reading the article, it seems like they just want that scarcity bonuses to stay. Yeah, I always thought that was a little bit weird anyway, is that when you play different modes, your cards have different scarcities. So if that's what they're trying to do in uniform your cards and what they actually get in terms of those scarcity bonuses, then that kind of makes sense. They've obviously picked that number to, as somebody said earlier, you know, you times it by like 1.2 or something, you get 336. So maybe it works out well. I mean, well, yeah. Suppose we could. Okay, so ATX Mix says, with the old model, if all players scored 50 with 8% XP, then you hit 280. If you do the same now, it's 330. Yeah, but then if all players hit 50, but you're getting 28% on each of them because of the security scarcity, surely you hit that, no? Oh, you added that on. Hmm. Don't know. We'll just see how it plans out. I mean, they've obviously done the numbers and they was playing out a bit too much if they're trying to make it that little bit harder. Mike says, yeah, they've brought scarcity bonus in on all games to lever it out, but by adding the 20% in the cap, then they've increased the point needed pro rata. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I'm not against it, right? I'm not against it. It clearly will make more sense. Yeah, it is what it is, mate. Exactly. Fair enough. We were talking about Baston though, wasn't we? Before we jumped over there. I can't remember where we were, but yeah, in theory it should be the same, but we'll have to see how it goes. Yeah, yeah, we'll see how it goes. ATX Mix says with 5 players scoring 50 with 8%, you would hit 270 points though. All right, I'll let you crack on with that. I'll just see. I'll just see how we get on. Throw some players in and see what happens. So yeah, Baston does come into my thinking a bit more, especially from the L15 point of view, being what 46. Because I think when these change, when Sorare data kind of catches up and I redo this, I think that I've got 46 points. I think, but I will need to check that before I make any purchases. And then also, if I do end up, I know that you said that Colin Bato is injured, but maybe one week if I do pick up his rare, I could play them in rare plus as a little mini stack as well. So it's interesting. I don't think anybody's listed him though recently. Yeah, there's no expired. You have to go all the way back to IAK. So has he sold him since? Which you've already sold him. Oh look, Haber's bought one. That's interesting. Um, does anybody have him and not play him? Let's have a look. Anybody have him and not play him? Yeah, Fab for Glory. Fab for Glory has one and doesn't really play him. But when did he buy him? Oh, he bought him a long time ago, 9 months ago. Be interesting to see if I could get one get one from him. The captain bonus as well, mate. So it's 280. Oh yeah. Forgot about the old skipper. So let's try and whittle this down, right? Let me get some help from you guys. And there was somebody mentioned Rail Morrow. That's it, Rail Morrow. So let's bring him up, and then I'll look at them as well. Because as I said, I genuinely need to make a purchase. This is not me just like, oh, not that it's clickbait, but that type of thing. Like, let's all work together and I genuinely need to buy somebody, so it will be happening before the game week. So this was the guy that you spoke to me about, or that you mentioned. Sorry. So these are forward, obviously. Basilbot sold one for 0.1. Looks like Pavel Trader's got one, so that'd be interesting. They plays in the Smart Bank League. Who did he play for? Oh, they're second. Okay, which is decent because in this league they play extra games as well if they don't get promoted automatically. Right. He's under 23. He's just started playing here. So he doesn't look locked in though. Oh, he transferred from somewhere else. Okay. He's not too bad, you know. He's not too bad. Um, I'll add him to the list. Add him to the list. Keep him coming, boys. Keep him coming. Do you reckon Turkish league games will be on this week? No, no, James. It's exactly why I'm kind of in the hunt for a super air forward a little bit earlier than I'd like to be. I don't think that they'll be happening this week. Cordoba and Noslin were the guys from Fortuna that I liked. Okay, we'll have a look at them. Oguz Aidin looks decent from AA, so we'll take a look at him as well. Let's open him up. Not literally. Oguz. Is that the one? Aidin. Oh yeah, the trouble is I don't really want a Turkish league striker. You're right, he does look decent. I mean, that AA is pretty mad, isn't it? Been at Alanspor for a while. Seems weird that he weren't playing back here though. Is that like a new manager thing or something like that? But yeah, he does look decent for the price, but just not for now, mate. But cheers for the shout. What's going on, Scamuel? Hi man. Take a look at Wan. Oh, I don't. I want to keep this guy out, don't I? Go in here. Wan Otiro. Ah, okay. So the trouble is with him that I can see straight away. He's only had 2 decisives in like 15 games, and he's AA. So let's just look at his L15. That might be a little bit too low for me, mate. When somebody's trying to trying to get like 0.3 for him. Does he take any sets? He doesn't. Hmm. I think we've got better, but appreciate the shout, mate, for sure. For future as he yeah. Oh right, gotcha. Sorry, James. I didn't read that straight away, mate. All right, let's take a look at these two. So ATX Mix said Cordoba, who went off injured last game, so we need to take that in consideration, and also Noslin. Noslin. There we go. Right, let's have a look at these guys then. So this is Cordoba. So that's a little bit too high for me for a forward straight away. Not to say that he's not a very good capped player because he has these real big spikes in there. And he's pretty consistent across there as well. So I would say that he's a fucking hell, is it a 48 AA game there? 27 AA game. Yeah, he's decent though, isn't he? 0.24. 0.24 was his last sale. Got a really good run of fixtures, you're right. Obviously, he's out after this game week for a little while, as most are. Has anybody tried to sell him and he's been expired? One. Duracell. Oh, he's already sold him. I do like them big spikes there though. But he's just a little bit too much for me at the moment, I think. Noslin, again, a little bit too much for me at the moment, but looks pretty solid. My mate was watching the game, said the injury wasn't bad, but I don't know, you'd have to ask around. Yeah. I think that it's just a little bit too high for me at the moment for what I want. All right, now we've got some suggestions coming out. Right, let's go. So we've got Arana. Arana from, where was it? Santander. There we go. Let's have a look at him. So 48 L15, but he's clearly been in a little bit of form. All of these DMPs worry me unless he's just made a transfer there. There you go. Answers that question. Doesn't really play full 90 though. That puts me off straight away. Looks good for the price though if you can get him up at 0.1. But yeah, I'll skip over him for now. Ogawa. Let's have a look at him. Ogawa. NEC. Bad. Just looking at a little bit of AA in there. 40, you add in that sort of you know, 20% and whatnot. Not that that makes a difference because they've moved the actual thing that you need to do. Did I get a little WhatsApp message? No, I didn't. Bear with. There we go, back in the game. It seems like he's established himself in the lineup. What's his fixtures look like? Tough game, tough game, tough game. How they're getting on as well. Might skip over him, but fucking hell, as if someone is getting get 0.8 for that card. That's madness. Where are we? Where are we? I've got Danny. Okay, let's take a look at him, James. Danny. Scammer, what's your budget? I'll take a look around. I would say probably no more than. I think that if they're listed for 0.35, I might be able to barter them down to like 0.3 in terms of ETH. So Ogawa is nowed because Dost is out. I mean, I suppose these games, when you actually look at it, he's playing against 20 Go Ahead Eagles and Ajax, which are they're obviously all toughish games this year. Dost is retired, I'm pretty sure. ATX Mix said. What was his last sell price for? It's all trades. Who put this up for that price? Oh, of course he did. Fuck me, that guy. Yeah, I think I'll skip for him from now though. But not bad shout. Not bad shout. So we're talking about Danny Esk. That's what that right? No, this guy. Oh, I looked at him earlier, actually. Yeah, he's coming to a little bit of form, hasn't he? What's their fixture list look like? Not too bad. A couple of tough games in there. Not too bad. He might be a shout, you know? I mean, he's cheap. But is anybody actually selling him, though? No expired. Apart from back here, which I'm assuming, yeah, that got sold. Have a look. See if anybody just doesn't use him. Got Brees in there. He's probably not going to want to sell him. New card, reward. He ain't bad. I do want to put him on the list just to keep an eye on him. Let's just revisit some of the guys that I had here as well. Was this the guy that Pavel had? Yeah, Pavel Trader's got one. Interesting to see what he. Let me chuck him on the list as well, and keep him open. All right, so let's make some decisions here. Do I like this guy? Do I like this guy? Is it for 240? It certainly is, sir. It certainly is. I mean, I don't mind him, you know. Just don't like the team he's on. No, I don't like the team he's on. He comes off. Shankland, I like. This guy, he's too much money. He comes off. He's gone. This guy, he's just too high for me for this week. I'd have to go and buy a new or something. Buy another midfielder as well. No, I don't want you. I don't want you, mate. You're not wanted. Get out. Get out of my pub. And then we've got Lacazette, who I am interested in, but is he just too much? I mean, I'm assuming his L15's just gone up a little bit. Well, it's still at 46. Is this the guy without the Discord? It is, isn't it? What cap do you need? For this game week, specifically what I'm looking at. Now, if somebody doesn't make sense, by the way, to fit in here, I'm just not going to buy one and I won't play it. I'll put these guys into a All-Star Rare Plus team. But I'm wondering if they've actually updated. For example, I said this earlier, but like Newell in here, it's saying that he's 56 points. But when I go onto his actual scores and I go to L15, he's actually, oh, it's 56. So it must have updated. Let me just try. Oh, it's updated. Perfect. So Young, so his L15 apparently is 53, but it's actually 51 in here. So do they round down, by the way? Does anyone know that? I thought that they would have rounded up, right? 51.7 should be 52, but it's only 51 in here. And then we've got Machida in there as well. So he's saying it's 45 in there, but L15 in here is 45.3. So that would make sense as well. So a long-rounded way of getting to your question. Let me just refresh this and see if anything updates. It would be I'm just going to take all of these out and put them back in. See if that makes any fucking difference. It'll be 44. She's really low, isn't it? That is really low. I'm probably not going to get one for fucking 44, am I? I might even have to get another midfielder. Maybe Joe Newell was just too high now for me. I don't know why people are saying he's not playing, by the way. I mean, if he's not playing, then that's even a bigger issue because I need a midfielder and a forward. Struggling, really, aren't I? Fucking struggling. Next long format is 220 again. Yeah, I didn't. I think. What did I do? Did I play the first one? I played the first one when they put it in. What was it? All Star, and that was because they had rewards in the weeks as well, and I finished okay in it. I actually went out and towards the end of that competition, or at the end of the competition, should I say, I actually won a tier 2, which was nice, and I think it was Valverde that I won. So I do like the long form competitions, but the fact that you have to wait each week, wait till the end. Yeah, I prefer it each week you're winning rewards, but I understand it as well. Boyle was the best shout that you've looked at, in my opinion, Ross says. Yeah, I just need someone to sell him, though. I think anyone is. Is a nightmare. I'm going to keep an eye on him. There is an auction for this guy, but he don't really excite me. Lacazette is just too much. Unless I just put in a cheeky bid to this guy and see what he does. I mean, he's whacked it up because it's his one of. He's just going to want too much. So let's just stop being a prick and fuck it off. Just get out. Get out. So I'm down to 4 here. I wonder what Pavel wants for this guy. What if I just sent him a bid? See what he comes back with. Is he on loan, by the way? Is Rail Morrow? Is he on loan? Yeah, he's on loan. So that's products. Oh, let's just come back with a products roadmap update in here. Yeah, fine. We've already gone through that. Yeah, that guy's on loan, which does put me off him. Because when he goes back there, you're just waiting on him to be. I suppose depends on. Did he take any sets? Last 5 he's been playing, hasn't he? Took a couple of corners in there. Fine, he's taken a couple of corners. I mean, you can earn his money back. Let me just see what Pavel says. Let's see if he gets back to me in it. So Pavel Trader 4. I'll just offer him like, what's his rare? 0.1. Let me offer him just, I don't know. See if he blocks me, right? Let's just offer 0.05. 0.04. See what happens. See if he comes back with something. There's a couple of others in here. So Daniel Verde. Look at him. So he's been added to that. Watch this. Fine. Verde. So this is Serie B. So I like this 22, 16, 10. That's lovely. But then why weren't he playing with all of these games? He seems like he's just not a sure thing to start. Just too much. Oh, Kennedy says the 240 super for rare threshold is now 330, sorry, not 335. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure on this guy just because of the inconsistency of him starting and obviously not starting. Scamuel says Scamuel, sorry, says shame no one is selling. He's very good. Yeah. Yeah, he seems to play now, doesn't he? See if anybody's. So who's got these cards? I mean, he's got one. He's been quiet recently. I used to see him all over the place. Has he made any deals lately? Not all time. 24 hours. Yeah. Yeah, he hasn't made any deals, you know. Anybody tried selling him and expired? One. The owl. Who buys fucking everyone. Ain't a bad shout, is it? Ain't a bad shout. So there was somebody else you mentioned in here as well. So Florian A. Florian I. Did I look at this guy? I looked at a lot from Auxerre. There's a few in there. Yeah, I didn't mind him. Just, I mean, this is what annoys me. He comes off 63 minutes there. He was a sub appearance, 66, 63. Yeah, he got in a few 90s here. Hate it when they're subbed. Hate it. But there are a few players in Auxerre that are forwards that play well. So we've got this guy, which we'll take a look at. That guy with just this one. And obviously Perrin. And I was looking at their rare, by the way, Perrin. Oh, an update. I sold Jonathan Pantsil last night, by the way. Yeah, sold Jonathan Pantsil last night. I felt as though he was just at this current time too much for what his price was. Paul Noble is on auction. So is he the one that's on loan though? From is it him who's on loan? I'm sure it's him, right? Is he the 21-year-old. He's on loan from Cologne. Is it Cologne? Or is it Mainz? Mainz. He's on loan from there. Fits perfect in your gallery basically. He does, but he's L15 is 54, which is really high. But you're right, he fits in the gallery well. He does fit in. And what is it? He's super that's on auction. Yeah. Yeah, this is super. I'll keep an eye on it. So this guy has just started playing a little bit. There seems to be a lot of rotation with these forwards though, isn't there? I'm assuming it's the same with this guy. Yeah, even more rotation. I want to stay away from rotation. I just want you're locked in, you're there, and you're ready to go, plug and play, as they say. Super rares. Let's see who's on auction. Nobody is really of. Oh, look at that, Jude. I wonder what he goes for. Shouts on what he sells for. They're making a lot of money with these celebrations. You know. See if Pavel comes back on this card. That of interest. But yeah, we've got Shankland. We've got Boyle, we've got Baston. They're the ones that I'm that I've fallen to. His L15 is 51 now. Okay. Hmm. Interesting. We're at Elche. They was at the top last year, so I'm assuming that they're near the top this year as well. Mid. And they've only conceded 19 goals, basically won a game. And then this team without basically their playmaker. But I don't think anyone's going to sell him anyway, are they? Has there been anything expired? No. I don't think anyone's going to sell him. Is this the one that I checked in terms of cards and usage? Yeah, it's Fab for Glory, isn't it? Everyone else is using him. Martin Boyle. Why can't somebody sell me Martin Boyle? He would just be perfect in there. Have been any expired listings of him? Just that guy that I've already tried to fucking contact. Already tried to contact him and he won't get back to me. He hates me. Why does he hate me? And then we've got Shankland in there as well, who is really, really quite high. Well, 49. So let me just go back to this lineup builder. That means that if I get Shankland in there, 49, I then need to buy a midfielder for 51, which would be that new ball, wouldn't it? Or Nebel, whatever his name is. That would fit nice. Is there a Hearts midfielder to pair with this guy? I mean, I've already got Kingsley. Whether he starts next game is going to be interesting because he's had a couple of bad games in there. Frankie Kent, Clark, which is the goalkeeper. Raul, probably this guy, isn't it? Well, 34, 330. Yeah, but you do get the 20% as well, Gaza. I don't know if you knew that. So, for example, you get the 20% on top of your current XP. Why didn't he play before? Sub DMP. It must have been a long-term injury. Oh, I mean, that's not bad. Shankland is a very good shout also. Linked to Rangers in the summer, which would be good. Yeah. Do you know much about this guy, Ross? Because if I do get Shankland in, I suppose what type of player is Shankland in terms of where am I going to play him? Am I always going to be trying to play him in cap 240 or is he good enough to put in a rare plus? I suppose given on the fixture, it's good enough for a rare plus, but he's got to be hitting those 80s, isn't he? Because from an AA standpoint, it's not great. Looks like he's played as a number 10 a little bit though. He plays for Scotland, bit part. Which is good because it'll bring his L15 down if he's just coming off the bench. But I've got to think about if he's always going to be kind of 51, 52, I'm going to struggle to get him in and week out, right? But then again, if I want him to score, his L15 is going to go up anyway, isn't it? So, who did he score those big? Let me just do it by Hearts. Who did he score those big scores against? So, at home, what's he like at home? Away, he's decent. At home, he seems to be a bit worse. So that was against Rangers, yeah. That was away against Motherwell, okay. Home against St Johnstone. Bagged one against Celtic and bagged one against Aberdeen. Hmm. anyone's even selling him. They're not. If I get Shankland, I've got about 0.12, and that's in cash, by the way. So about £200 to get another midfielder in. I wonder what price he wants. And if I do that, so that means that if I do that, that means I don't play Newell this game week. I don't know. I don't know. And then all of a sudden I'm starting as to look for a yeah, I'm then looking for a midfielder, aren't I? For the game week, otherwise it's just pointless. I don't know. I don't know. Jumping back to this, by the way, Jack P. I don't know if you're still here, mate, but he's running an advent calendar throughout the whole of December, which is I think it's a great idea where he's giving away stuff, which is good. And recently, what he's been doing is instead of like subscribing and following himself, not him doing that, but asking for people to do that, he's been. Can I get the post up? This post is unavailable. Well, that's a bit weird. Let me just go on his account. To follow other content creators, which is good. So what you can do is if you follow me, if you like and retweet the original post and you subscribe to me on YouTube, then yeah, you can win yourself a Normand card, limited card. So a little competition going out there. So there's 145 people in it, but I can guarantee that not all of those are subscribed to me. But if you post your evidence, then you're probably going to cut that in half. So yeah, feel free to enter that, guys, and win yourself a nice little limited card, or be in a shout of winning a card. I should probably repost this, shouldn't I? And I'll quote it. Actually, I'll do that when I think about some nice words to say about you, Jack. Yeah. So go ahead and do that. Dean Smith has been made manager of Charlotte, eh? Oh, there you are. Nice one, mate. Nice one. I will reply on that as well. This is very interesting. So what does Haber say? This is very interesting. I've always wondered what it'd be like to see a Premier League level manager coach in the MLS. That'd be interesting. I think there was some hate actually on being put on old Big Dino here. Nice looking fella, isn't he? Yeah, put some hate on him in terms of the Discord, but I don't actually mind him as a manager. I think he'll do all right. Ross says, I don't know much about that guy. Hearts don't have a standout midfielder, really. Yeah, maybe I'd have to look somewhere else for that. But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, the MLS is starting to attract managers. I mean, Frank Lampard, I think, was trying to battle him out for this. He unlocks Ashley Westwood, in my opinion. He absolutely could. I mean, what's that roster actually even looking like? So I stayed away from Charlotte a little bit, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, sorry. Kalina, I obviously looked at. Um, Swiderski, did he stay there? Or did he move on now? You got Coppity at the top, Vargas as well. Yeah, Westwood could really come into his own a little bit. They still need to make a couple of signings, which I'm sure that they will. Now that they've got him in, he's not going to go there and just inherit this squad and just train them. He's going to want a bit more, isn't he? So that's interesting. Baston just nobody selling him, is there? He just doesn't make sense for my gallery, does he? It's really, look, spend a bit more, and yes, I'll have a problem with midfield. I know that in terms of getting another one in, but I would be happy with Shankland and I'd be happy with Boyle. The others, I'm not sure that I'd be happy with. Boyle was the one really that would just make sense for my gallery. No one's gonna fucking sell him, are they? This guy, I'm sure he's blocked me before, so he's not gonna want to sell him, 100%, 110% in the trade. Yeah. Are we sure we can't just get a little offer out for somebody on this? I mean, he's only used him as X amount of times. Let me try and offer him. I don't think I actually can though. I think he's blocked me. I don't know why he's blocked me as well. But if I just went 0.04, got yeah, he's blocked my offers. Frick. No, I don't know. That's sort of Boyle been on form. Yeah, he has. He just gives you that international utility, but also from a gallery point of view, as I said, he just pairs with Newell. I just don't know how I'm going to get one. Just nobody's selling one. Apart from this guy who's trying to get half an E for one. And let's just go back a little bit, even 6 months ago. No expired listings apart from this guy. I've already put an offer out, so I'm just going to have to wait for him to reply. All right, well let's switch it for plan B, right? Because we know that this guy, I could probably get Shankland for 0.3, so which would leave me 0.12 for a midfielder. so midfielders, which means Newell would come out, which also means so I have Newell and Kingsley that I could put into a rare plus, even though I don't fancy Kingsley to one even start or play against Celtic. So that's going to be a bit of an issue anyway. So it looks like Joe Newell might just have to sit out, which is not ideal. Or I don't play Young. I play Machida in there. I play Shankland in there. He's what was he? He was 49. So then that gives me 46. Can't even get Kingsley in there. 46 for just somebody else. Oh dearie me. Oh dearie me. Anyone got some like smashing lineups or potentially smashing lineups for this game week? I've got nothing, literally nothing. So that's nice and fun. But yeah, any games that you're looking forward to watching? Midfielders, who have I got in here? So let's take out all the Turkish league players, which is pretty much most of these. Nipro, blah blah. You see, 45, which is be interesting to see if he plays. I wouldn't mind his super rare, but again, it's far too expensive for me at the moment. So I haven't really got a midfielder to choose from. I'd have to again look around. I'd have to look around for one, try and get him in. Fuck me, it's annoying, isn't it? So just going back, by the way, just talking about again. I know that I'm focusing on my gallery, but my stream. No. Yeah, I sold Pencil. I sold him for 0.085. And as I said, the reason why I did sell him, did he sell for a bit higher after? He did, but that's his new. Well, could have got a touch more, but fair enough, whatever. For what he offers me at that price, yes, he plays for a dominating team, and yes, he's got these green scores, but I can find better for basically half the price somewhere else. So if you need a very, very cheap super rare and low L15, then take a look at Bibu. Is he the one who come on for Hoffenheim the other day? Yeah. Yeah, he probably starts with Weghorst. It looks like he's got a oh nice, don't tell me my battery's gone. No, there we go. Yeah, he come on, didn't he? Because Weghorst, it looks like he's got a hamstring injury. So yeah. I mean maybe. Maybe it is an option. Is there any predicted lineups out at the moment? I don't think there is for Hoffenheim. No, there's not. I mean, it could be a shout. You know, you win a threshold. I mean, he plays a 4-3-4 here. That's a good fixture. Do you think he starts? I know we said because of Weghorst out, but do you think that he plays Kramaric and just pushes him up a little bit higher? Or do you think he starts? Another thing that I normally do as well is if you go in here and go to Hoffen, go to their Twitter, they sometimes post training pictures, don't they? Looks like these guys haven't though. Oh, he suffered a torn fibre. Fuck, he's out for the rest of the year? Oh shit, I've just seen that. Shit. What's going on, Cameron? Welcome, mate. Welcome into the stream. We've got about 10 minutes, guys, and I've got to make a move. Mrs. is going out, so the old daddy daycare over here. He's out for the rest of the year. Oh, hold on. Out for the rest of the year. That's only about well, how many game weeks? Two game weeks. What's going on, Kebab? Yeah, I'm alright, mate. How are you doing? How you doing? Rest of the year, meaning 14 days. Yeah. I forgot we're in December. Fucking nearly Christmas. I mean, you probably don't score in this fixture, so that's probably a waste. Bakayoko from Dundee is cheap in price and capped with good game this weekend. I'll definitely take a look at him in a minute. So he used to play for them. It's pretty much since Weghorst come, right, that he didn't start. He started there and he played right mid. Scrap all that then. It's still decent for the price. Like if you could pick him up at 0.05. I mean, he was going for a lot more. Are you looking for a forward? I am, mate. Yeah, I am. I don't mind it. Let me just put him in there so that I at least know that he exists. He exists in life. Yeah, so I sold Pencil and I could even sell Kramaric. I'm thinking about doing that. And I'm still thinking about, as I've already said, selling Rossi and Carlos Hill. I'm kind of, yesterday I was like, no, I'm going to keep them because come the summer, which is like in 6-7 months' time, I'm going to play them in All Star. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea, but I still don't know if I want to sell Carlos Hill and sell Rossi. Still thinking about doing it. So that's in there, which would then free up some funds. Why sell Kramaric? Because I just think that he's 0.08 at the moment, and I could probably find a forward in like the second division leagues that would do what he does or similar. I mean, if I go in here and just go to similar players, does Rossi and Hector have a price tag? They don't. I'm willing to listen to offers. I really like Hector. I would like to keep my Hector. It's more Rossi and Carlos Hill that I'll be thinking about selling. But listen, I'll listen to stuff. I don't know. Given on what day that you catch me, if you put in an offer, yeah, it could be something else. I could come back and say, yeah, let's just do it. They were back in Feb, so it's only 2 months. I thought it was early March though, from what I heard. Right. So talking about Kramaric, right? For example, you could get maybe this guy that offers these spikes and he's quarter of the price. I'm not saying that it's exact, like by far, and Kramaric is a very, very good player and he's a good person to have in my gallery. But I just don't know if he's just worth the price at the moment when you just look at others on the market. That's all. I do like him. I enjoy watching him play. He's not up for sale at the moment, but whatever. Are you done investing in Sorare, or we continue to invest? For the time being, I think that I'm done. I think that I've done. I mean, it has gone through my mind in recent weeks to even take some out. I mean, I ain't got a massive gallery now as it is, but at one point, obviously, gallery valuation and stuff like that, which people don't really like to talk about, or they'll hide it, or they'll just say, you're playing for fun, don't go beyond your means. And I agree with all of that. But my gallery used to be like 8.5 at one stage. So obviously it has gone down. Um, I think I'm just focused in on this super rare and just trying to get some money back, and then eventually start taking some of that out and see where I go. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You've got 0.18 in the kitty. Um, well, there's a cheaper one on the market, mate. You want to go for that? I mean, he is one of the best players in the MLS, though. That's the thing, and he's just a really good forward. I don't know. I don't know. Coming back to Kramaric, another guy who's I don't know if he's gone up in price at the moment, but look at his scores, and he's similar. You could probably I've already picked him up and sold him. I know he's more expensive, but what I'm saying is there's people around about that price that I could probably scout out and get someone in for. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with him yet. I'll shoot you a message on Discord later if I'm still yeah. The thing is, your message might be, "Oh, what price do you want?" And I actually just don't know what price I want. So, yeah, I did see that the Super Rare League, mate, is has been suspended, which is annoying. It's put me in a position to try and get this Super Rare forward really before the game weeks. But I think that I have whittled it down. I mean, if I refresh this now, um, there's going to be a few in here, but I think I've whittled it down to, yes, it might be Bibu just to get somebody in there cheap and just see what happens with him, or it could be Shankland, uh, Shankland or Boyle makes sense to me. I just need somebody to sell Boyle. Yeah, just need someone to sell him. Um. Anyway, boys, I'm gonna call it a day. But appreciate you joining me today. If you haven't hit the like button, then hit the like button for sure. And yeah, I'll probably stream towards the end of the week. I definitely need to pick somebody up. So yeah, feel free to message on Twitter or anything like that if you come up with anyone. And he is a risky buy. Yeah, he is a risky buy for sure. But at that price, 0.05, maybe he's not, right. Just one to sit there. I don't know. But yeah, appreciate you all joining, and have a good evening and whatnot. And I'll speak to you. I'll speak to you later, boys. Here, take care.